Welcome back. Today we're going to be making some more R&B, but this time we're actually going to start off with a vocal sample first and build the whole beat around that. I do switch between starting off with the chord progression first or grabbing a vocal and building the chord progression around that. I really do like to do that though if I can find a cool vocal, but sometimes it just takes so long that I really just want to get into the beat making process. But anyways, let's jump into it. All right, so as you can see here, I have a vocal brought in. I found this one on Splice and I just dragged it in. I wanted my BPM at 81 and the vocal is actually at 160, so it worked out. We just need to stretch it on time just a little bit, but let me go ahead and let you hear what it sounds like by itself first. You can already hear that the chord progression for that's going to be kind of simple. I'm hearing like 3 chords for this. So let's go ahead and get this on time. So let's go ahead and stretch this first. So all we need to do is drag this out to a 4-bar loop here. And then we're going to go over here to stretch. Now what I'm actually going to do is pitch this up so I can be playing it in A minor. So this is F sharp minor. I do know that scale, but just to make it easy, I'll go ahead and bring it up to A minor or C major. So to get to that, we're F sharp, we need to go up 1, 2, 3. So we need to go up 3 semitones and then we'll be in A minor. So now I'm going to load up a piano preset and lay down some chords for this. And inside my Loveless Analog Lab bank, we can go over here to pianos and see which piano we want. Want something a little bit darker? Yeah, there we go. It's not always going to be like the first note of the scale. It just really depends on the vocal or like the sample that you're using. But we got lucky for this one. It actually is the first note in the scale, which is A, and that's going to be the root note of the first chord. So I'm going to go ahead and play a chord progression out real quick. I think over here I ended up liking the E here instead. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring this down 1 note in the scale. And that's just going to give us a little bit of tension, but it's also going to give us a note that's similar here. So we can get a little bit more like that R&B feel to it. And then let's drag this over here and I'm going to bring this chord over here like this. And then let's actually take this E up here. Then I'm going to quantize it and strum it. Yeah, there we go. That's smooth. So I'm gonna mess around with these velocities real quick, timing, stuff like that. And I want to throw a little bit of Valhalla on this. And we'll go with probably smooth plate. It's a pretty low mix. I just kind of wanted to fill in the spacing on the piano. And then we'll get on to moving into layering some different things with this. I'm for sure gonna go with the pad because I always tell you that I have pianos first, then I layer a pad, and then vocal, whatever. But today is vocal, piano, and then layering a pad. So I ended up choosing pad 5. Then all we need to do is go over here and bring the MIDI in like that. We could actually turn this down a little bit too, and we'll throw this into its own processing, which we'll do in a second. For the second pad, I added a little bit of Valhalla vintage reverb on it, some EQ showing out some low end and high end. I didn't feel like doing a high pass, low pass, so I just grabbed a shelf. Then finally, Shaper Box 3, and I went ahead and went with the Flanger 2 preset right here. So now the pad by itself sounds like this. And without any processing. Real smooth pad, but it needed some processing on it to really just fit with this piano. Now I'm gonna layer another pad to this and probably run it through the same processing, but I also have some really nice Rhodes in the bank. So maybe we can go ahead and layer Rhodes with this. And let's get Rhodes 1. Copy in the chord progression. Ooh, by itself. Once we get the bass in there and get some drums going, this is gonna be crazy. Let's go get a bass for this. So let's go into the Broken Hearts drum kit and find a nice bass for this. There's a whole bunch of really good subs in here. Let's go with 5. Cut itself. Let's get the root notes. Control C. And then go in here, Control V. And then I'm gonna hold Alt, get all these the same. Ooh. That bass just fills it out. All the spacing. Let's go ahead and just get started with the drums because I already got some ideas for this. Let's get half 4 from Broken Hearts. Either kick 1 or kick 3. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. And then we need a rim. There's also some rims in resupply. Where am I at? Oh, it's way down here. Let's see. Ooh. In the hi-hat, we're in cell right here. And let's go something like this. And then we'll turn down like every other one, kind of like that. And bring this one down just to give a little bit of swing. Then we'll drag this over here and we'll just make these a tiny bit different. Nothing too crazy. Ooh, let's record that. All right, so I was messing around with a lead idea. I went ahead and got lead 3 and I also ran it through that processing on mixer channel 2. So I'm gonna record the idea that I had. I might keep it, I might not later, but we'll see. That sounds pretty good. We'll keep that. Like I said, I might bring in another vocal later, but for now, that sounds cool. See what we can do with the kick. Probably do like a double there. Oh yeah, that's hard. Let's layer a snare on it. Let's go over to resupply. I just kind of want to add a little bit of variation to it, but nothing that you would hear too much. Like that. So it just adds a little bit. It sounds a little different. I think that's cool. Now, honestly, I feel like this beat is done. It's very open. It has like an R&B feel to it, but it's a little bit faster. The drums are like kind of wavy. I think I'm gonna just add one more vocal to this. So I'm gonna run over to Splice again, try to find one more vocal and chop it up just to see for fun if we can get something that would sound pretty cool. So when I get that together, I'll jump back in and explain what I did. This vocal that I found right here is actually from the same pack that this one's from. So we can go ahead and just bring it up 3 semitones as well. And we'll throw this on stretch, bring this over to 4 bars like that. But it's a little bit off time when I listened before, so we're probably gonna have to like cut this into 2 different phrases and like stretch it out. And now to get it to go where we need it to be for the down part, we just have to hold, what is it, Control, yeah, and bring this out. There it is. Now all we need to do is separate these and then go ahead and figure out how we want this to be. So I'm gonna just do that real quick, split by channel, and I'll skip forward. We're gonna drop from this vocal into this vocal. I also added in the lead here, but took it out on this part. And this is just gonna be kind of like a little transition part. I also added a pretty big H delay on it here, which is doing a ping pong delay from left to right. Let's go ahead and listen to it together from this part dropping into here, because it just sounds crazy, especially with that delay added in. Man, delay and reverb is the best thing ever invented. Just to hear it, just, you know, fill out left to right. and then the background, and then drop back in. Ooh, imagine the verse on that. You could really do whatever too. You could like cut this out. Like, I don't know, it could also sound like this. So I don't know, like maybe you had that be like that transition part, and then when it drops back into the beat over here, it goes into this. Really just get creative with it. That's what I do before I actually export the beats out. I kind of listen to it and see like where I would hear an artist, what would sound good when it goes in and out, what can catch your attention, stuff like that. But this beat just sounds crazy. I feel like it's super open. If you are interested in the Loveless Analog Lab Bank, the Broken Hearts drum kit, or the Resupply drum kit, there'll be a link to those in the description. Let's hear the full beat.